Breathing for singers is a topic which always generates a lot of confusion. In this video, I am going to very clearly explain what are the things that you need to keep in mind in order to see improvement in your breathing. Hi, my name is Karthik and I am here to help you sing better and understand Indian fusion music at a deeper level. If you are new to this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you have already seen a lot of my videos and like what I do, please consider joining the channel as a member and get access to a lot of exclusive videos, quizzes, chats and a lot of hand holding to help you get better. Now let's talk about breathing. It's like building a house. There are so many things to keep in mind. You have to have a good foundation, right? You need to use good quality materials. You need to choose what colors you like, right? There's so many things to work upon. Then of course there is the floor plan that takes a lot of time, and then there is approvals. So basically, in order to make this house a reality, there are so many things that one needs to do and one needs to get it right. Similarly, with respect to breath, there are a whole bunch of things that can affect it, that you need to work upon and need to get it right. You need to keep your health in check. Okay, your cardiovascular strength, your respiratory system, that needs to be checked, that needs to be proper. You need to have an understanding of the right techniques. Then of course there is a lot of practice that you need to do. If you're not regular with your practice, none of that will work. You need to pay attention to your range, okay? And you need to pay attention to what songs you are selecting and what is actually happening in that song. Let's look at them one by one. Health. Needless to say, and some of you might not like what I'm saying here, you need to cut down on this. If you can, remove it altogether from your life. But if you can't do that, at least reduce it. Now, I'm sure someone is going to get started on the comments that, hey, you know what, XYZ is a fantastic vocalist and he's been smoking all his life and it has worked out fine for them, so I don't agree with this. Suit yourself. But just because it worked for them doesn't necessarily mean that it'll work for you. It is a known scientific fact that smoking is going to affect your respiratory system. The other thing that you need to understand is to look at their journey. There is a very high likelihood that they started singing at a very young age and somewhere they started smoking, and singing and smoking have been going hand in hand together. Now, if you're someone who learned singing many years ago, then you completely stopped, you got busy with life, you started working, whatever. But you've continued smoking all these years and now you want to get back, now you want to get better and you want your breath capacity and your breathing to improve, please don't come up with this argument then. You need to cut down on smoking. Needless to say, you need to do the opposite as well, which means you need to take some form of cardio to help your respiratory system. You need to do breathing exercises. So let's discuss them at a deeper level. Cardio, any form of exercise, will do wonders to your body. In my personal experience, swimming worked wonderfully for me. It drastically improved my breath capacity and I could see a difference within weeks. If swimming is not your game, then definitely you can pick up yoga. Yoga has a lot of breathing in it. You can pick up any form of exercise, but basically just give work to your respiratory and cardiovascular systems. There are a few breathing exercises that you should be doing in order to start seeing results. Simple one of them are basic pranayamas, where you inhale through one nostril, hold it for a few seconds and exhale through the other, and then do the other way around. That is one round. You can do 30 of them every day. There are some other exercises which are more singing specific. For example, you can inhale, hold your breath, exhale through your mouth in a controlled manner. When you inhale, make sure your belly expands. Don't expand your chest and tuck your belly in. Okay, relax your shoulders and chest. Your diaphragm has to expand. This is what they mean when they say sing from your stomach. Pet se gao, engage your diaphragm. There is no sound coming from here. It's just that you need to engage your diaphragm, activate it in order to breathe out more smoothly and have a deeper breath capacity. So expand your belly when you inhale. Hold. keep exhaling, maybe use a timer and see how many seconds you can go, and see if you can take a deeper breath the next time and increase a few seconds in that. You can add a layer of singing to this by inhaling, holding and singing a single note. See how long you can go. You can add your traditional lip trills and tongue trills with this technique. You go. See how long you can go. These exercises will help you build up your breath capacity. Now let's talk about the techniques. In techniques, you need to keep in mind three things. Number one is breathing through your diaphragm, which we briefly discussed. There is a detailed video for members, which is there in the members only section. Please do check it out. But long story short, you need to engage your diaphragm. Okay? Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, belly has to go in. Second is you have to practice short breaths. Okay, and this is where a lot of people struggle. When I say short breaths, you will notice that when people sing live, they take short breaths. For example, if I just sing a random pattern in C, sa sa re ga sa re ga ma re ga ma re ga ma re ga ma pa ga ma pa. Did you see how I took a short breath in between? Re ga ma re ga ma pa ga ma pa. Now you would notice that when I took a breath, I slightly lagged. I slightly slowed down. Even though I tried hard not to slow down, I ended up slowing down. And that is why you need a metronome to practice such patterns which are going to challenge your breath. So pick up patterns which challenge you from a breath point of view and sing them to a metronome. 100 to 150 beats per minute is a nice sweet spot which challenges your breath incredibly. Let me try this at 120 beats per minute. The pattern that I am going to sing is sa 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 re ga sa sa re ga ma re ga ma re ga ma pa. Okay, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to try and take short breaths in between. Pay attention to that. 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Sa 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 re ga sa sa re ga ma re ga ma re ga ma pa ga ma pa ga ma pa da ma pa da ma pa da ni pa da ni pa ni sa sa ni da sa ni da pa ni da pa ni da pa mama da pa mama da pa mama ga mama ga pa mama ga re mama ga re mama ga re sa sa. So you see, I had to take these short breaths in between. These short breaths are worth practicing, and this is what everybody uses when they sing complex parts that seemingly have no breaths. I could probably sing the entire Arohan in one breath, but by the time I finish that, I would run out of so much air that it would just tire me out and I would end up missing the beat for the next one. Let's try that. 1 2 3 4 1 2. Sa 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 re ga sa sa re ga ma re ga ma re ga ma pa ga ma pa ga ma pa da ma pa da ma pa da ni. So see, I ran out of breath completely just one line before the end and I just couldn't continue. If I had to continue in that scenario, I would have to pause, take a deep breath and then continue, which would make me lose the beat completely. It might be fine for patterns, but when you do that with songs, you would have lost the beat, the song would have moved on, okay, and you would have missed your chance. So that brings us to the next point, which is planning your breath. You need to plan your breath. Think about how we refuel our cars. Why is there a reserve light and an alarm and basically a signal which tells you, hey, you know what, you're going to run out of fuel very soon, so fill up today. You have to apply the same logic. Instead of pushing all the way through the reserve fuel and getting stranded on the road, You have to pay attention to your body when it tells you, hey, you know what, you're going to run out of air soon, so breathe. So plan in such a way that you are able to take a breath, a short breath at that 80%, 90% of your capacity mark, and then keep continuing. So instead of pushing all the way to the 4 lines, I sang 2 lines in one breath and I started taking breath after every 1 or 2 lines, or whenever I felt like taking one. Let me demonstrate that one more time. Pay attention to where I am breathing. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Sa 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 re 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 ga ga, sa sa re re ga ga ma ma re 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 ga 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 ma ma re re ga ga ma ma pa pa ga 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 ma ma pa pa ga ga ma pa pa dha dha ma pa pa dha dha ma pa pa dha dha ni pa pa dha dha ni pa pa dha ni sa sa ni da da sa ni da pa pa ni da da pa pa ni da pa pa ma da pa pa ma da da pa pa ma ga ga pa pa ma ga ga pa pa ma ga ga re re ma ga ga re re ma ga re re sa sa. So I indicated with this whenever I was taking a breath, and I consciously started taking a lot of short breaths towards the end to show you that it can sound very choppy if you take too many breaths, and that is the incentive to build up your breath capacity. If your breath capacity is poor, but you have figured out how to take those short breaths, you might end up taking them quite frequently, and that will make your song sound very choppy. So that is your incentive to build your breath capacity by watching your health and doing breathing exercises and engaging your body in some form of cardiovascular activity. And one more thing to keep in mind when you're planning your breath is that in a song situation, when there's a high-pitched vocal run, which you know has to be rendered in one breath, it'll sound fantastic if you are able to do it in one breath. Plan in advance. So don't go 2 lines before that run. Don't push your breath capacity and enter that alap with a very tired body. You will have to plan your breath just a few notes before. Find a spot where you can take a quick breath and then hit it. For example, if there's a run like that which is fairly high pitched, for me I sang it in F sharp, the original might be in G. If it is high pitched, it is going to make your body spend more air to hit those notes. So you are already running on very low efficiency. You are spending a lot of air. So you need to make sure that you enter that alap with a full tank. Okay, so if it's na 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 ta na 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 ta na 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 ta na 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 ta na 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 ta na 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 ta na 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 ta na 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 na. Okay, so before those 2 lines, make sure you're breathing. Don't come from the previous line without breathing and try to execute it. It is just going to make your life more difficult. That is what I mean by planning your breath. Look at what section requires you to exert more air. Look at sections which are high pitched, high energy. You need to spend more energy, more air into it. Make sure you pick a spot just before it, ideally, if not at least a few notes before it, where you can take a good breath. Now this brings us to the next point, which is your song selection. Please understand that you should not set your breath expectations as per the recorded songs that are available on streaming platforms. If there is a song which you think, oh, this is challenging from a breath point of view, how do I sing this? Try to find a live version of it, ideally by the original singer or by any other competent singer. Try to find a live version and observe how they are breathing. A lot of songs come to mind, particularly Shankar Mahadevan ji's Breathless, Mannil Kadal by SPB, which became a super hit for the way he sang the Charanam, and in fact in that he even says, he acted in the movie also, and he says that, oh, I'm going to sing this in one breath or something like that, and he goes on to sing it. You pick up live versions of that sung by SPB, sung by Shankar Mahadevan, Breathless by Shankar Mahadevan, and see how they are breathing. I'll leave 2 links in the description. Check them out, see how frequently they are breathing. It's smart singing. Don't be mistaken. These are still very difficult to execute with those short breaths, and you have to plan them properly, and you have to make them seem seamless. But pay attention to what they are doing. They will do things like moving the mic away when they are breathing, okay? Or they are just taking those short breaths so silently and so efficiently that you are barely hearing it. With all those good techniques and performed by these fantastic singers, you add modern day editing and you can make literally anything sound breathless. Ni Korinal also comes to mind. Do check out a live version sung by the original singer as well, and you realize how many breaths they are taking. So SPB in that song would do something like this. Okay, so understand it. Don't set your expectations too high, because certain things are physically possible by the human body, certain things are not possible. You'll observe the same thing in a live version of Breathless by Shankar Mahadevanji. So please don't discourage yourself by setting your expectations too high. Check out the live versions and work on your health and work on your technique. This brings us to the next point, which is the range. So what song you are able to execute properly will depend on what your current range is. Okay, if a song is way out of your comfort zone, you are naturally going to spend a lot of energy trying to get the notes right. So you are going to feel very breathless and you might start questioning yourself. So before you start beating yourself up hard that hey, your breath capacity is poor, please analyze whether the song's key is in your comfort range or not. If it is not, then there is your answer. There is a very good chance that it is way outside your comfort range and your body is just fighting to get the notes right, so you end up becoming short of breath. For example, the Unnai Kaanamal song sung by Shankar Mahadevanji is in F sharp or G, okay, and those high notes are not technically outside my comfort range, but yes, I will have to spend energy. So if you ask me to sing with the music, with a band, at the original tempo, at the original key, I will be able to execute it, but I'll end up becoming very tired by the end of the song, okay, which means I'll have to work on my range and build it. Now naturally the next question is, how do you work on your range? Now range is something which gets built gradually over time. All you need to do is sing the low range notes, go deep down, okay, as low as possible, and when you've hit the lowest threshold that you can hit, try to go one step further and reach that vocal fry zone, okay. For example, if I set the tanpura at C, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So C is sort of the lowest note that I can touch, which sounds in proper tune. Sa. So I'll push it one more. Ni da. So you see that distortion that happens, that vocal fry. You can also get that by doing ha, holding your breath, ha, and then that's a vocal fry. There is no effort here. I am just holding my breath and gradually releasing it and making that fry sound. Ha. It's very similar to that sound. That's a vocal fry. So practice that regularly every day in the morning. Give some 5 to 10 minutes doing this. This is like, lifting weights for your voice. It strengthens your vocal flaps, trains them to vibrate more efficiently. So it strengthens your voice overall. That will help you reach the higher notes as well. And as far as expanding the higher range notes is concerned, the best way to do that is to sing the notes. But whenever you sing, make sure you drop your jaw. Check out this video which takes you through 3 steps to sing high pitch notes. Now the last but not the least is practice. Okay? If you don't practice all these techniques, if you don't give it enough time, you are not going to get anywhere. Now, how do you practice? Now, there is one word that you need to always tell yourself when it comes to practice, and that, my friends, is consistent. It doesn't matter if you practice for 2 hours today and then forget about it for the next 30 days. It will not do you any good. You are better off practicing for 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week, and 1 day of rest. That will work so much better for you compared to practicing today for 1 hour and then forgetting about it and having an all or nothing approach. If I find 1 hour time, I'll practice. Otherwise, oh, I don't have enough time. If you are telling yourself that and not practicing, I'm sorry to say it is not going to help you. You need to target 15 to 20 minutes, but do it 6 days a week. Take 1 day of rest, give your mind rest, give your throat rest, hydrate well, and then get back to it the next week. So the more consistent you are, the better your results will be. So I hope you found this video useful. Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you are already a subscriber, if you like what I put out, consider joining as a member and supporting this channel. You will get access to quizzes, interactions, exclusive videos, and much more. I hope you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video.
Vocalor.